That's fire.
Your energy is like August 6th energy.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, that's a good thing. Is it?
Oh.
Anyway,
let me know. Thank goodness we're talking about today. We're talking about my notes.
That's right. She got a message for us. She got a whole word for us today. I'm here for it, guys. You are.
I hope you're here for
Clean Greens Living.
What's up, everyone?
Radio.
It's a good Tuesday. It's a beautiful Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday.
Hey, Christina. My favorite weather is coming up. I'm super excited. Boots and sweater weather.
Hey, you too. That's what I'm talking about. It is two of us up here today.
When is there? There was only one time there was not two of us.
Okay, because I was about to say
one time.
I'll give you the win. All right.
Yes.
Let's get serious. How's everyone doing this week? Come on in. Welcome. You're back to another episode.
Speaking of, Chris, how was your weekend? Did you have fun?
We have so much to talk about today. Breon has some very hot topics for us. If you guys were here last week, we have a new segment to the show where we pull a card and we respond right here on spot, and we want your participation in the comments. So feel free to chime in.
Okay, so here's the thing with the card, right? I was trying to be on time to get some stuff together with Daniel. And hey, Auntie Murtis. Yes, it is
Mama.
My favorite season 2. I love it. I love the way the sun looks over the leaves. I love crunching leaves. I love sweaters.
Same. Love sweaters.
So, here we go. I was going to say, Chris, do you need to take a timeout? Do you need a moment?
No, I thought you were getting your notes together. I was just trying to, do some filler.
Okay, so here's the thing with the cards, right? So we said we were going to do the cards, and I got them all prepared, but then I had to go pick up my kids, and I forgot them at home. However, I'm lucky that my kids have phones, so I had my son Christian pick one.
Okay, shout out to Christian with the assist.
Yeah, he knows how to assist me really well. I appreciate Christian.
Same.
What is one thing you would like to learn or improve about yourself in the next year?
Okay.
One thing you would like to learn or improve about yourself in the next year?
That is a very, very good question. One thing I would like to learn or to improve, I would like to learn how to disappear without a trace, and I like to improve at disappearing. I'm typically good at it, not as good as I like to believe. But that's what I would like to learn. Yeah, that's my answer.
Is to get to know people.
That's my answer.
But you already do that. That's stuff we already know.
No. I mean, I would like to get better at it. So that the question was, I would like to learn how. No. I would love to get better, much better at getting small. So how about you guys? What's something that you would like to learn about yourself and get better at, I guess, over a course of a year, something like that? Feel free. Bring up what you got.
What would I like to improve about myself? I want to improve choosing me, because I'm always choosing others before me. I seen this thing on social media about respecting yourself. And once you learn to respect yourself, you would choose better and do better. And so I feel like I wasn't respecting myself how I feel like I should be respecting myself, because I'm always putting others before me, which then leads to resentment, which then leads to anger. So that's what I want to.
Okay, so she want to be more selfish. That's what I got.
Period.
I mean, nothing wrong with that. There is nothing wrong with that.
I am a wife, a mother.
There we go.
It is okay for us to be selfish sometimes. It is okay.
And self-care is the best form of
Self-care
healthcare,
is the
people.
best
So
care.
take care of
Because if
yourself.
you're not selfish and you're not taking care of yourself, how can you take
How
care of
can
your
you take
families
care
and
of
others?
anyone? That's a fact. Yeah, that's
Yes.
a fact. I like that. That's similar to my answer in a way, you know.
Yours is disappearing.
But that's you want to disappear
I,
while you're present. You want to do more for you in the present
that's
moment.
not
So it's somehow
just like a
it's
man.
similar. It's similar,
We was
guys.
just talking about this earlier,
Let me
Christina
know.
and Jules. That is not what I meant.
You guys had a nice powwow earlier. Let's talk about that,
Talking
Christina
about
and Jules.
mansplaining. Sorry, am I
Jules?
giving girl talk? Because no, we need to talk about this.
Okay, let's do it. Let's do it.
So
I'm here
how was
for it.
that? Please tell me how you interpreted that.
Well, because you're saying that you need to put you first as opposed to putting others first, and in the sense that's making yourself unavailable. Me disappearing, making myself small is in a sense making myself
Well, why do you want to make
unavailable.
yourself small?
I mean, that's just what I want to work on. Don't attack my answer. I'm not attacking yours. I'm just saying that
I wasn't
we have
attacking. I was
if
having
you think about it, similar
a
answers.
conversation
That's all.
about this, making sure that we got to the deep of it because I
Yes.
don't want you to shrink, my friend.
Well, thank you.
You need to shine.
Well, I don't want you to stop helping others, pal.
I'm not going to stop helping others.
Okay. All
I'm
right. Well,
not.
well, good. Well, good. We cleared that up.
I'm glad we cleared that up.
All right.
Does it have to be an argument every week?
I don't know. Cause see, listen, I'm big on energy, guys. I've always said that here, and I got in today. Breon was at the show before me today, and she just flung the door open and turned her back. No hi, no how you doing? How was your weekend? And she, then the camera's
Are
going
you
on.
telling
It's
the
like,
whole
Chris,
story?
how's your weekend?
Are you telling the whole story
No.
of how I was helping? I mean, I was giving Daniel links.
Oh no, me and Daniel high five. We chest bumped.
I'm
we did
so
all
happy that
So,
our
I don't know.
Our topic today. First of all, you guys, here in Seattle, if you are in need of fresh organic produce,
Did we get that comment right before we go?
sometimes making yourself invisible and small is very necessary.
Agreed. Preach. Church.
It's that Uncle Elliot.
There you go.
Yes.
Shout out to
Preach,
Uncle Elliot.
Uncle Elliot.
There we go.
And self-care is not selfish.
It's not.
All right.
I'm just,
Anyways, so if you guys are in Seattle and you are in need of fresh organic produce, please connect with us at Clean Greens at 124 21st Avenue, where we give out fresh organic produce weekly for free to our community, so that you can eat healthy. We also have a CSA program. We're kind of late in the game, but if you wanted to just donate, we're still welcoming people in that want to be a part of the CSA. We have a I forgot the ingredients. We have a youth program. So if you guys want to be a part of the youth program, the next year, we're a little full right now. But if you guys want to be a part of the youth program next year or have any questions about our youth program, what we do, if you want to connect and do some partnerships with our youth, we are available. You can connect with us at cleangreensfarmmarket.com. I just forgot everything. I was so prepared last night.
You got this. Like, take a breath. So, to your point about the produce, if you are a patient or if you frequent or visit Country Doctor or Carolyn Downs, we also have produce there every Wednesday from the same Clean Greens, from the same farm. So if you guys happen to be a patient there, go pick that produce up as well. Produce, please come get it.
All right. So I listened to you. I followed your advice and I went back and watched our shows.
Oh, okay.
I'm funny.
Okay.
I am really funny.
You are. Before you get too carried away, you said you listened to me? You took my advice?
Yeah, you.
Okay.
Hi, what days and times do you give out fresh produce from 124 21st Avenue? Good question. Thank you for that.
Yes.
11 a.m. until 2 p.m. And then we're going to be opened on Sundays now. I want to say from maybe 12:30 to 2 p.m. as well. So we'll have more information on that. But if you come to New Hope Baptist Church and you want to come and join our church services after church, immediately we'll be giving out produce from, So I was looking at the show and I was going to come with the Miracle Moo ingredients.
I saw that.
And I forgot.
Okay.
But Daniel, is there a way you could look up the Miracle Moo? Sorry.
Miracle Moo ingredients?
Yeah, because you were coming for me and my Miracle Moo.
I think it's time to talk about it.
But Miracle Moo is very important and it has things in there that is helpful to our body. that is good for our gut health, hair and nails, immune system, and skin. None of the things your piglets were talking about.
Hey, it's also from a cow, so it's also heavy on the dairy. And I have this
Is it
other
heavy on the dairy?
super, and I also have this other theory that we as a people, everyone, is lactose.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, so we should talk about
Yeah, I'm not
the
lactose when I drink
cons
that.
as well. You're very welcome, Miss Karen. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, yes. Okay, we want to look up the cons of the Miracle Moo.
I'm pretty sure they're right in the ingredients.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure I missed that one. Anyways, so look, this is how good God is, because I was thinking um about, so this weekend was a very heavy weekend for me, you guys. And then I was hanging out with a friend who was also having some issues. I had a friend. I checked in on my strong friends. You guys got to check in on your strong friends. And I was hanging out with my friend, and we were, we have our weekly therapy sessions, right? And so we're not licensed therapists. We just give each other therapy. Good advice. But so I was checking on my strong friend, and we called another friend, and that friend was going through some things. And then I was looking on Facebook, and these last couple of weeks, people were, just really very frustrated, saying how they felt overwhelmed and they didn't feel like anybody cared. One of the people were like, talking about her religion, and like she didn't feel like she heard from God. And I thought it would be, and it just made me think, like, you just really never know what people are dealing with. And it made me think of, suicide. And it's like we have to have these conversations. And as I was getting this information for our show today, I saw that September is National Suicide Prevention Month.
Okay.
National Suicide Prevention Month. And I think it's important, as we are operating and moving in this world, that we are checking in with ourselves and our friends and checking in on our mental health. And I would like to take the stigma away from mental health, because checking in on your mental is important, especially when you are adults and you have kids to raise, you have bills to pay. Even if you don't have kids to raise, if you're single, you still have bills to pay. You still have things that you're going through. There's just things that people hyper focus on, and it can cause us to have mental health issues.
Agreed.
Which is depression, anxiety, feeling loss of hope. What else? Anger. So I just wanted to check in with everybody and ask everyone, how are we feeling today? Chris, how are you feeling?
I feel great.
Now is not the time to shrink.
No, you're right. I'm here for it. I think this is a great conversation, because I think I get to provide, some pushback and play devil's advocate. But you're right.
Why do you always got to give pushback and devil's advocate?
I think that we were raised differently. I think I have some very different views, strong opinions. I'm not saying that they're right, but I have some different views about certain topics and certain things. And I do think it's important to check on our friends, our strong friends, all of our friends. But to your point earlier in the show, I think it's important to check on ourselves. Be the validation that you seek, because sometimes, that's where it needs to start. Self-esteem and all, beginning with self. So I think we could do more for self as self. We could do more. But I'm all for being the support system in the community, and checking on others. I definitely support that. I'm all for that. But I come from a background of being taught very early on that it's possible that no one's coming to save you. So be prepared to save yourself. Be prepared to fight to your knees.
We were not raised differently when it comes
to
that.
Well, good. So that's my pushback, because everything is not always
we were
rose-colored.
raised the same. We were raised the same. And that's why I wanted to have this conversation, because it's true. Look, we are agreeing on something.
There we go.
It's true. You do have to seek yourself first. And so this weekend, before I went to save anyone else, I sat with myself.
Okay.
And my issues and my feelings of what I had to go through, because no one is coming to save you but you. You were the only person that can save you. You're the only person that can help turn things around. I mean, yes, you do need a core group of people, right? But it does start with you first. So it did
Facts.
start. So I could speak from my example. Like we were raised the same, where it's like I look at my kids sometimes and I'm like, oh my God, have I failed you? Because you're going to get out in this world. And what if I'm not here? Are you going to be able to make it? But um, it does start with us. And it's never too late. If you're one of those parents like me who are always like, I recognize in myself, I try to manage people's feelings and emotions. And that's a trauma for me. I try to manage people and their emotions because I want everyone to feel okay and safe. So I recognized I was doing that with my kids. And when my daughter got of age, 18, and she was still needing, like, there were certain things that she was still needing from me. And I was like, dang, like, I really, like, I wouldn't let her, like, catch the bus by herself or do certain things by herself, trying to protect her from this world, when there were some things that I should have been able to let her do so she could learn this world. Which, parents, if that is you, it's not too late. I am doing it with my other kids and pulling back as a parent right now. So yes, the 80s babies, we was raised hardcore.
It
We
was
figured it
different.
out.
It was a
Like,
different
we
time
were
for
on our
sure.
own a couple of hours a day.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
But I think it's important too to recognize that just because we were raised that way doesn't mean that we don't hurt. And it doesn't mean that we don't go through things. And it doesn't mean that we don't need people. And it doesn't mean that because issues are affecting us, that something's wrong with us. There's nothing wrong with you if you have depression. There's nothing wrong with you if you have anxiety. There's nothing wrong. You have to speak out. Like me and my friend, I feel like we were the same in some ways, where we didn't want to reach out or talk to people because we don't want people to judge us.
Right.
We don't want people to feel a certain way about us.
I don't think, in a sense, that's the biggest hurdle. So I think, and to your point, the approach and the way you convey checking on your people is very important, because automatically we get this defense mechanism of nothing wrong with me, when you're asking what's wrong. So it's so hard to break the ice and get the conversation started. But yes, it has
Okay,
to
to
be
your
it has to be a
pushback.
balance. It has to be a balance. So I'm not saying it's just it all needs to be, I'm cold, I got this.
No,
Definitely a
no.
balance.
The entire world can come help, but until you accept yourself, it won't work, period. Need your own inner strength. Just a nugget is enough with help that will grow.
Now
That is
that's
so
my
true.
deacon. That's right, Deacon Janet.
That
Preach.
is so true, because too, you that's another thing I recognize by myself. See, I was sitting with myself.
There you go.
You, from the outside in, people can see what's going on with you. And so they have all the answers. And so
Absolutely.
they can throw these answers at you. But like you said, you feel overwhelmed because all you see is what's happening in the situation in front of you. And so it has to start with yourself so that you can even receive any of what people are saying.
Agreed.
So
Agreed.
yeah, so hey Deontay, he said love this.
That's
Me
right.
too.
That's
And I
right.
love you.
It's love.
So yeah, so you said, Chris, that it depends on how do you check on your friends? Like, what is it that people can say to you to get you to open up more? Like,
So I think with your core group of friends, I mean, you already got that figured out. You can talk to them kind of freely. But if
yeah,
we were
because we
just
black.
talking about, like, other people who might not be as close to you, someone that or that you just want to check on, it's just important to know how to convey it. And I don't know, I'm still working on that, because I'm here and I love to help, but I don't like to pry. But so I got nothing. I just know that in my experience, when people have come to me like, you all right? And I'm like, yeah, you all right? You know what I mean? Like, just automatically, I don't even know what they're talking about, but just their approach just rubs me in a way I feel like I got to defend versus open up and allow someone to come in and, work these things out. But I'm good, guys. If I'm just using that as an example.
I don't know. That
I'm
little jerk kind of felt
I'm
like you went
great.
back to when somebody asked you if you were okay.
No, I'm great. No, I'm great. Thank you.
No. But seriously, okay. So checking on your friends, making sure, like with our core group of friends, we know how to check in with each other. But people that you see, I typically, like, sometimes I don't really have to ask people how they're doing. I just say hi, and a lot of people tend to open up and just tell me about their lives. I don't know what that is, but it just happens. But other people,
Yeah, you got that presence, you know what I mean?
yeah.
And listen, and that's why you probably need to withdraw sometimes, because you show people how to treat you, right?
Yeah.
And people see that you are the type of person that will receive. They have no problem giving, or taking from that. So
That's true. One of the things that made me realize that I needed to look within myself was my cousin was like, dang, you manage a lot of emotions and people's feelings all day, every day. And then my friend was like, you have been doing that since you were a child. And I was like, dang. And so that was like, for me, an aha moment where I realized I need to look within myself. So that is right, that I do need to. And I withdrew back. I did come back. And that's where that she's back came from. It's like,
Okay.
I'm back. I'm back. Because then too, people like myself who listen a lot and try to do for people, some of that does just sit there. And then you're like trying to save the world when literally you can't save the world. All you could do is be there for them and then pray for them. And then they got to go figure it out and give them little tips and tools that they can use to help. So
that's right. Even when you fly, and they say in the case of emergency and the mask drop down, do not save the person next to you. They tell you, put your mask on. It could be your baby. Baby got to figure it out.
Yeah.
You got to figure it out, baby.
Okay, so we're talking about we were doing these notes and we were talking about sitting in your feelings. I notice a lot people don't like to sit in their feelings.
You notice that?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I sometimes I just feel like there be shade in the things that you say.
I am your co-host. I'm co-hosting.
I'm going back and watch this show, I'm going to.
I'm just trying to co-host.
Record
that's all,
and
guys.
Pinpoint, because that's why we watch the show, right?
That's why we do it. Yeah, that's why we do it.
What was I saying? I had to sit with myself, right? Sit with myself.
Yes.
Sit
in your feelings.
Sit in my feelings.
Yeah.
I don't like dealing with feelings. I don't like dealing with feelings, and I know a lot of people don't. And that's where the coping mechanism comes in with the food, the drinking, sex, alcohol. That's alcohol. You put your mask on first so you can survive to put the baby's mask on.
That's right, Mom. That's right.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So that's where our coping comes from. We don't like to deal with emotions. So I had to sit and deal with my emotions very clear-minded. I didn't do anything to numb what I was going through. And I could say that it was hard, but it felt good coming out of that. So reminded, because that's how you learn yourself. That's how you learn your triggers. That's how you learn to manage your emotions. A lot of things is about managing your emotions. I don't think people understand. You can have your feelings. You can be sad. You can be mad. You could be angry. But you have to manage that. Like I have to teach my daughter, you have to manage that. She gets mad and cries over every little thing. And at first I didn't know how to handle it. I was like, okay, I didn't get to cry when I was a kid, so I let her cry. But after a while, I was like, okay, listen, you can cry, but you have to start to learn how to manage your emotions.
Right.
You just can't cry at the drop of a dime. You got to learn to breathe. You got to learn to get to the root of what's making you mad. So I had to give her tools in order to learn how to manage her emotions. Like it's okay to cry. I used to be called a crybaby when I was a kid. Some people say I'm sensitive, and I'm okay with that. I'm sensitive. And I could be a bit angry sometimes. And so...
my.
Okay. No. Okay. And we, yes.
So,
okay. Yes.
But I had to learn to manage that. I had to learn to manage, like, what is making me angry? Like what the therapist say, what is coming up for you right now in this moment? What is making you feel that way? Because a lot of the times we react in emotions and we say things and do things that affects ourselves and others. And we have to be very clear minded for ourselves and for others, because you never know what people are dealing with. Like when I was sitting with my friends and when I was talking to my other friend, like everyone was going through some things, and it hurt my heart to think that there are people out here that doesn't have friends that they can call on, who feel hopeless. And I just want to make sure we have this conversation where we check in with each other and we check in with our audience to make sure that you have the tips and tools that you need to get through, right? And if you're just you're tuning in to Clean Greens Living, broadcasted here live on Rainier Avenue Radio. It is your host, Queen Bree, and handsome man, Chris.
Mississippi in the building. How we doing? My grandfather would say there isn't a wrong way to do it, but there is a right way. So I guess it comes down to the balance and managing everything. You know, you got to figure it out, and figuring it out, it might not be pretty, but as long as you get there.
No,
right?
Figuring out is pretty. It doesn't feel pretty. Mm-hmm. We want instant gratification. And
That's true.
sometimes the way through it is not through instant gratification. Sometimes the way through it is sitting in the hard part of life and figuring it out. You figure it out. You get to know yourself more. You get to know how to feel. Like a lot of people don't even know when they're angry. They don't know what anger is. They don't know what sadness is. So it's learning yourself and how to manage those things.
That's scary.
Very scary.
If people don't know what anger and sadness is, that's scary to think about.
Yeah.
Actually, do you know what anger is?
I do.
You do. But go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off. Continue. You were wording it so beautifully.
I learning to manage my emotions. So yeah. Anyways, so for those of you, so how do we cope with how to get through? So how to get through? This is how I am now. We are not licensed therapists. I am a life coach, however.
She is.
But I'm not a licensed therapist. If you are someone who is seeking a licensed therapist and you are a person of color, and I think that they help everyone, but their focus is people of color, because a lot of times people of color do not have access to this or are scared of this or don't have the funds to pay for it. So Washington Therapy Foundation is a foundation to where if you are in need of a therapist, you can reach out to them and they can help pair you with a therapist and help pay for it. Deontay, I hope I'm correct with that information. We will have someone here next week from Washington Therapy Fund that will be able to help talk more about this. So that's one avenue for you, Washington Therapy Fund.
Therapyfundfoundation.org.
Yes. Another one that I went through with my health insurance. So two, if you have health insurance, even you can start with your doctor. See what resources they have. I went through my health insurance with two chairs. I forgot what insurance they take, but if you look up twochairs.com, they're really good as well. And with two chairs, I have experience with them. So I can say for sure, they ask you a few questions to pair you with the right therapist. In Washington, unfortunately, and I think in Washington, unfortunately, there's not a lot of Black therapists. So there was a wait list, but I was paired with a wonderful lady who was white, who was able to help me and understood what I was going through. But Two Chairs asked you questions to pair you with your perfect match. So those are two places. One I've used for sure. Two, the other one I know people on the board, and I know that these people care about their community and want them to be okay with themselves. So those are two places right now that I can say for sure to go to. Ways that I manage is I go for a walk. Exercising is good.
So that is a great place to start. I'm sorry.
I was about to name it real quick because I feel like we had a minute, but go ahead.
To stop. And so twochairs.com, go check that out. Therapyfundfoundation.org. Go check that out. We'll see you guys next week.